Yesterday, I shared with you all the privileges that I enjoyed being the top student in my class. And afterwards, I also shared the challenges that I faced being the top student in my class. Today, I am going to share with you a few of the lessons that I was able to learn from those challenges that I faced being the top student in my class because challenges are there to help us learn and to grow. When I faced those challenges, they were stressful, like I was stressed out, but at the end of the day, and as time went by, I was able to learn a lot from them, and it helped me a lot in becoming who I am today. And number one, I would say, is that I learned that I am not responsible for anyone's idea. Being the top student in my class, I was under a lot of pressure from my family to maintain the top grade. My teachers had these high expectations for me to become this standard or this role model for everyone to follow. And at the end of the day, nobody asked me who I really am or like who am I really. And they just had all this idea of who I am meant to be. So, being in that position, at some point, I had to choose for myself who I want to be. And then I had to come to terms with the idea that I'm not responsible for anyone's idea. I am not under any pressure. I shouldn't be putting myself under any pressure to make this grade or to make that grade. My focus shifted to understanding more of what I'm being taught instead of focusing on making high grades. So, this taught me a very important lesson that I'm still using in my daily life today, that I am not responsible for anyone's idea. If anyone thinks that this is what a role model should be or this is what grades you should get, that person should go for it. I have my own ideas because I am living my own life. Next up is learning to say no to with what does not align with me. Being the top student, for instance, there are positions that come out like leadership position, which is a good thing, but is that what I really want in that moment? Sometimes that is not what I want, and then you are always picked, and then like I at the beginning I just couldn't say no. I just accepted it even though I wanted to say no to them, but it got to a point where I have to, stand up for myself, speak up for myself. And for example, when I was in senior class and we're getting ready to pick the school presidents, like school prefect and all those things. During that time in my life, that is not what I wanted. Like, I wasn't even ready. I had so many things going on in my life that I don't even want any other thing to like come onto that, like another load or burden as I saw it then. So when that time came, as a top student in my class, in my section, like everyone expected me to like be the school prefect and everything, but I declined all the prefect position. And the day when the names were being called, it was so shocking on many persons' faces, and even some teachers were like, "Oh, we didn't hear your name. We didn't hear your name." I said, "No, I don't want that." And so I learned to say no to what does not align with me, what I do not want. So even till date, anything I don't want it. And if I say I don't want it, that is the end. I don't want it. Now, this is very important point. This is the next lesson that I learned, which is that intelligence is not all about getting A's and B's. Intelligence comes in different varieties. When we go to school, we are taught that if the teacher says this, and then we write an exam and give back what the teacher says, and we get a good score, that means that we are intelligent. And other people who are not able to give back this answer or who are not able to remember those answers. Maybe they got bad grades, F, and they failed the exam. It means that they are not intelligent. These actually create like a situation where like people are like grouped into intelligent and the unintelligent. But at a point you get to see that that is not really what intelligence is, because we are that is just like it. For me, I see it as testing your ability to remember what you have been told. Do you get? So those people in your class who may not be getting high grades, that doesn't mean that they are not intelligent. We are all living very different lives, and we are all at different level of consciousness, different level of growth, which means that no two persons are the same. So I am not the same with the person who is maybe who took the last position, and that person is just at their own stage of development while I am at my own stage. So it doesn't make sense for me to be comparing myself, or for anyone to put us together and be like who is better and who is not. Rather, see that we are two different people living two different life at two different stages of development, and intelligence comes in different ways. There are people who might not have that capacity to remember a lot of things, but they are intelligent in different ways. Some can draw, some can paint, some can create things with their hand. There are people who can cook very delicious meal. Even back then, when we are in school, they cook those meals and they bring it, and you are like, you eat those food and you are filled with happiness. So intelligence comes in different ways, but if your mind is focused that, oh, you need to get A's and B's and C's for you to be categorized as intelligent, then you are putting yourself in a box. So I learned that people are not dumb. They are simply at their own stage of development, and intelligence comes in different varieties. So if you are a parent out there, I would suggest that you stop trying to make your children get good grades, like focus on getting good grade. Rather, look for those areas where your children are good at, those things that interest them, let them grow in that way. They could be funny, perhaps that is their area, perhaps they are very humorous, comedic. They could be interested in painting. They don't have to put them all in a box that they must get these A's and these B's, because that is not even what intelligence is. And intelligence comes in different ways for different people, because we are all different and living different, unique lives. Next up is that I have to learn to accept that people will like me and some people will not like me. When I was in school, as the top student in my class, some people liked me. Some persons, perhaps they did not like me because I had something that they did not have, something that they wanted but they did not have. So they just did not like me. And back then, at some point, trying to make sense of someone you don't even know, like you are just there living your life, and someone is like jealous of you or in competition with you or whatever. So over time in life, I had to learn that people don't have to like you. There will always be people who don't like you. And the reason why someone likes you or don't like you have nothing to do with you. It's just who that person is and their own state of mind. Remember this and never forget this. Anyone who is happy with themselves will always be happy for you in everything that you do. So people not liking you has nothing to do with you. It's just who they are, and they just don't have that love in their heart yet. So they cannot give what they do not have. So if someone doesn't like you, don't try to overthink it and like, oh, should I do this for this person to like me? Then, trying to fit into people's validation. Because those people who didn't like me then, I didn't do anything to them. So even if I like try to adjust or do this or do that so that they would like me, they still wouldn't like me, because the reason why they don't like me has nothing to do with me. is just who they are and who they choose to be. And the final point that I would give on the lessons that I learned is that I have to learn to appreciate myself for who I am, for being that person, for living that life, and for having those experiences, whether good or bad, whether they are privileges, whether they are challenges, being that person who have to go through that and everything that it has come to teach me, I have to learn to appreciate myself. And I am so glad that I'm that person. I'm so glad that I have to live that life where I always take the first position in my class. And a way that I can appreciate myself more is using that gift, because I see it as a gift, using that gift for the good of everybody in a way that can benefit everybody for good. And that is something that I learned, that I, let me say, it's still in progress, like using my intelligence, or rather the that definition of intelligence in a way that can benefit everybody. And this is something that I would like to share, because when I left secondary school and I was trying to figure out, oh, which direction am I going to take my life, something happened. I started receiving a lot of offers and deals from people who are into very shady businesses. They know that I have mental capacity for a lot of things, and they gave me these offers. They wanted me to join them in their deals. Like, we're going to make a lot of money out of it. And they were making a lot of money back then, which was interesting to me because I just left secondary school. I don't even have like anywhere to go to, like, to do things. But I have to sit back and ask myself, is this really what I want to use my gift for? So it's a journey in progress for me, learning every day how to use my gift for good. And this is one of the ways that I appreciate myself a lot. And I am so grateful to God for being that person who has that capacity to attain all these milestones. So, yeah, these are just the few lessons that I can share with you. Of course, there are so many, but you can't, maybe over time you can get to share more, but these are just a few that I can share today. And I am so grateful that you have been watching till this point. I would appreciate it a lot if you like, share your opinion in the comment section, and maybe follow my page, because it does help my page to grow a lot. And yeah, thank you for watching so far, and until next time, bye.